Okay, so we're set up to play, and you'll see there's some British forces stretched along that coastal road. Key spot of Tobruk, down here. Another key spot of Benghazi. I forgot to mention the second victory condition, which is to take 4 key spots. Benghazi, Tobruk, and then the 2 home spaces of the 2 players. Either way will work. And then the final thing is, if nobody's won by the end of the game, the Allies automatically win. So there's no, I did so well. You've got to get your goal in this game, which makes it a little different from at least Desert Fox, where you can kind of stand back and say, okay, I'll end up just playing as the Germans a kind of defensive game to collect as many points as I can. You can't get away with that here. I don't think you could in Africa either, but I'm not positive. Alright, you'll also notice there's the Rommel counter. Ooh, great military leader, la la la. He has one effect on this. He adds a couple movement points to the stack he's with. Is that a big deal? Yeah, it really is in this game, but it seems kind of minor compared to what you'd expect. You'd expect combat shifts and all that. Nah. But he can move more than one stack. If he's pushing the Italians, he can run back, get more, run back, get more, and give them an extra couple movement points. So, I guess we're ready to start. The Germans go first. They've got this incredible numerical advantage right now, but they've got to move fast. It's like any North Africa campaign. They want to get to Tobruk as quickly as they can. I don't think they roll, do they? Let me check the supply here. I don't remember if they roll for supply on the very first turn of the game. Oh. Yeah, it looks like you do get a chance to get one at the beginning of the game. Okay, fair enough. Let's see if the Germans get an extra one. They do. And that'll help their situation a little bit here. So you're limited to your counter mix on supply wagons, which means you do need to attack to make optimal use of them. But if you capture supply wagons, you get to add to your counter mix those captured ones. Again, up to your counter mix, but for the Germans, they have 2 extra captured ones for the Allies as well. Alright, what I'm going to be doing, when I count out the movement, basically I have enough movement to get to Benghazi. Let's see how that works. Say I want to take some of my faster stuff, because I would like to get good odds. That's all free. I'm on the road. But now it gets ugly. I can move to here, but I can't get around him because of his zone of control. Alright, but I'll go there. Now my goal here, he has 2 strength points. I'd like to get 7 to 1. 7 to 1 means I need 14 total strength points, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I could go one more hex if I can get 19 strength points without using those good units. Let's see if I can. Let's see what I can get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't even get there with Rommel. So, all these Italian units, they're going to be lagging behind. And I basically have to rely on these 12 strength points to do it at the best. I'll move to here. That's 12. Gets me 6-1, which is pretty good. Let's see about this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's move to here with Rommel. I've got a stacking of 3, but wagons don't count. So they'll be 2 behind, assuming Rommel went with them. Actually, I think only one of them can be 2 behind. The other one will be 2 behind. That. And I can put that there. So that's my movement. Now I have that 6-1 odds. I go over to my odds chart, and 6-1 is pretty guaranteed. But it does have a possibility of a defender back too, which would be painful. I roll. I get a defender eliminated, so I'm able to kill the defender. And because it's a fortress, and only because it's a fortress, I've got the option to advance into it, which I take because it moves me an extra space. You can only do that in fortresses and escarpments, and they can, by doing it with the escarpments, you can kind of force the enemy back. Here I'm just trying to get an extra movement point. Alright, well now it's the Allied turn. They get a supply wagon. They don't get reinforcements until June, and my Germans are going to get them in May. So, all I get is my supply wagon, which is here right now. I could ship it into Tobruk, but that's not terribly useful. Now here's the thing. I want to set up a block over here to prevent the Germans from getting around me. But I got to be careful, because if the Germans can surround me, they can probably eliminate me quite easily. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. They can move to here for free. And then they can start moving around me. I think I can move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, well 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's safe here. Is it? Well, what if they get here and here? Okay, I gotta back up a space. Because if I sat here, well, no, they couldn't get through me. Yeah, that's as good a space as the other one. And it looks to me like the Germans aren't going to be able to get around. What about the rest of my stuff? Well, I just want to move it up and try to create a better block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So see, I could have put my defense here with 3 units. That might be a stronger position. I'm not sure. I did this in my 2-player game, and I wasn't happy with the results, but I'll do it again here. I don't have to worry about too much with supply with the Allies, because they just have to be able to trace a line somehow on the map to get back. The only thing that would be dangerous is if I actually got surrounded. Then the Germans could kind of bring Italians up and bypass me, and that would be ugly. And let's bring some of these guys up too. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we want these guys too. Now you'll notice I moved one onto the road and then moved my 15 additional, but that's allowable. It's just I get 10 free ones on the road. I don't have to spend all my movement on the road. I might as well send this out to sea to get to Tobruk. If I get really lucky somehow, maybe I'll be able to defend Tobruk better than historically was the case. What I'm looking at is after this breaks, maybe hold here, then somewhere here perhaps, and then try to fall back further and further onto Tobruk. I don't know how well that's going to work. Well, that is a complete turn. And yes, it wasn't too exciting. It gets more interesting as we go. Take a little break and come back. Not much of a break, enough time to roll a die and have a drink of my juice. But I rolled a 2, which is for the German supply. They don't get another wagon. That's a problem. They want to have their wagons up there as soon as possible, and now they've fallen behind. I gotta figure out what I can get on this though. He's doubled again. He's at 12. That's going to be tough to attack, actually. Let's see. I'm going to want to get as much as I can, but as much as I can might not be very much at all. Let's see what we're talking here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I'm not going to be able to get there with back guys, even with Rommel, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I could get there with these guys, with Rommel. Or these guys. It doesn't really matter. Which means I'm going to have 6 strength points. Plus 12 is 18. That gives me 3 to 1. That's probably the best I can do. So I'll bring Rommel back. He spent 2 movement points, but now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16. I'm not going to be able to surround them, but I want... So this is 6 strength points. I need all of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I can't move into here without stopping, so I'll move here. Now you'll notice I'm cheating. I should have my supply wagon in place already, but I know I can get it there, so I'm not too worried about it. What about this guy? Can I get him anywhere interesting? Get him here. I don't know how much that's going to do me, but I think it's not a bad move. I don't really like, but I want to push those up close. And I think I've got enough defense that I can't be outflanked there. Now I've got a 3 to 1 odds, which isn't terribly good, but it's not bad. And we roll for that. I get a 2, that's an exchange. That means the defender's going to lose a number of, I believe it's attack factors. And I have to lose the same number. No, defense factors. And the attacker loses attack factors at least equal to the defense factors. Computed at basic or double value according to terrain. So terrain does affect. So I'm going to have to lose that 12 points. That's a lot. That's painful to the Germans here. And I'm assuming is going to slow them down. Now I don't want to take my fast units, but my Italians are okay. They're only 6, though. And these guys are out of the game. They're not coming back. This makes 13 if I lose my big armored unit. I don't have much choice. I've got to lose it. And so I'll move forward. And move Rommel forward. And you know what? For both of these turns, I've made 2 attacks. I had to use a wagon on each of them. And I haven't been paying attention. Now I'm close to being out of supply. And the Allies are in a pretty strong position. They've defeated me just because of a bad die roll, basically. There's not a lot I could have done about that. Is that the worst die roll that I could have gotten? Yeah, pretty much, but there's a couple of them on there. So there's a good chance you can get pretty hurt by trying to push forward at this kind of pace. I think you need to. I don't think the Germans have a good chance unless they can take Tobruk early. So now the Allies are in an interesting position. What they have to do is count where the Germans can go, right? So these Germans aren't going to go very far. And I'm not going to be able to... I can get to here with these. That's what's scary. I can actually cut off the Allied army, and I could put my supply wagon here. But the Germans don't have a supply wagon. How about that? Okay, that's an issue. So now I have to try to think about how the Allies want to defend themselves here. The thing they don't want to have happen is they don't want to get caught out of supply. They also don't really want to give ground to the Germans, but the Germans can slide around. If the Germans do, they might be risking their own supply lines. I'm not sure what to do. I don't have a whole lot of Allied forces here. If I place, say, here, I'm providing some defense here. But the Germans could get around to here, and that would be annoying. I'd have to fall back to here. So I don't want to do this. I don't want to be there. And I don't want to let the Germans get here. Although I could get out of there. What if they got here and here? Now they can't move next to me, though. Am I safe? Am I not? I don't know. I can't be attacked. Therefore, I'm taking this kind of risk here, or semi-risk, by playing forward. Is this safe? Not terribly. Yeah, it is. This provides me with a little bit more defense than where I was, because here, the Germans could slide up against me here. Here they can't. And this is the kind of thinking you have to do in this game. You have to worry very much about the hex positionings and what's going on there. This arrives. I'm not going to risk my supplies. But I am going to pull my troops up. Oh, and the Allies got another supply wagon, which they'll also put at sea. I want to be in a position to take advantage of this if things go very poorly for the Germans. Now, I'm not going to cover every turn in this kind of detail that I've covered these last couple, but I will try to catch some key points and key moments. Right now, the Germans can't attack. They're out of supplies. They're going to have to pull back or stay where they are, but wait for their supplies to come up. And if they never come up, hey, they lost the game for trying to push a little hard. All right.